All righty. From an injury standpoint from yesterday's game, Troy Hill, he did fracture his thumb. He had surgery today. There's a possibility that we could cast that and he could play this week, but we'll see how he's feeling, what his pain tolerance looks like as the week progresses. Greg Zuerlein had a low strain quad as well. We do expect him to be able to play, but we'll kick him later in the week and see how he's feeling. And we kind of have started to make sure we get our ducks in a row in case that he isn't able to go with some of the names that are out there. And we'll have some updates on that later this week. But we do feel good about hopefully him being able to kick. And and then I know everybody will want to talk about Jared's thumb. He was feeling good. Came in, checked out today, and that's a positive for him.
How did Jared do that?
It was on the interception. He came down on, I think it was Whitworth's helmet. You could see his thumb comes down on it right after when he was finishing that throw. I believe that's the play that it occurred on.
Was it just a bruise then? Or?
Yeah, it was a nice contusion, and I mean, really any sort of, thing that, especially for a quarterback to any of those, any part of your hand, I think can severely alter your ability to throw the football. He was able to kind of get through it. Unfortunately, today he woke up and he was feeling better.
Troy Hill's at his right thumb?
You know what? I could picture the play when he came in for a tackle and he was kind of grabbing that. It is, I think it is his right thumb. When I'm picturing the play, he came in to cap off on a 3rd down and 3 run. I think it was his right thumb, but we'll find out 100% certain. But when I'm visualizing the play, I think it was his right thumb.
Would Darius, if he can't play,
yes.
Darius start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's he kind of showing you?
Thought he did a nice job. I mean, really, just in terms of his competes, his toughs. You look at the way that he was able to make some plays. I thought he made a nice play. Anytime that you get it called back, but it looked like he made a good break on the one that was an interception, but then it ended up getting overruled and can't do anything about that. And then the one play where he ended up kind of getting rubbed off with he and Taylor colliding, that was kind of a freak type deal, but thought he stepped in, did a really nice job, and you can see the game's not too big for him. Made a couple good breaks, had a couple other opportunities, but thought he did a really nice job yesterday.
I know it can be hard to focus on individual accomplishments in the wake of a result like that, but Cooper getting 1,000 receiving yards for the first time in his career in his season, what has he meant to this team this year?
Yeah, he's meant a lot, and I think you said it. It's the ultimate team game, so it is bittersweet when you accomplish it in a game that we didn't get the result or play anywhere close to what we expect to and what we want to and what we have to as we finish out this season. But he's had a great season. I think it's a real credit to his ability to come off of an injury and play at this level. Just the way he takes care of himself, the way that he goes about it, and you love working with him. And he's a player that's only going to continue to get better, but he's done a really good job.
He ended up with, I think, half a dozen catches yesterday, but most of them were late in the game. What was going on earlier that dictated that?
Yeah, really, we didn't have any really sort of drive continuity. We weren't converting on 3rd downs. They did a good job on their offensive side, being able to sustain some drives, and then next thing you know, the score is what it is. But we make no excuses about it. We didn't play good enough, and I was pleased with the way the guys finished. There's no, you don't ever have any sort of moral victories, but I was interested to see how we continued to compete, especially offensively, even though it was what it was, and they were playing more, softer zone coverages. I think just to get some completions, get into a little bit of a rhythm was important to finish out that way, and I thought the guys did a nice job there.
How was that to review that on tape, on the playing back or whenever? I mean, was it as bad looking at it on review as it was living through it?
Yeah, it wasn't very good, and really, in a lot of instances, it's never as bad, it's never as good as you think, but a lot of the things that we felt like after the game, I think, kind of showed up, and the expectation and the the confidence that I do have in our players and in our team to be able to execute and just do the fundamental things that you have to be able to do to win in this league, we really just didn't do, and that's not the norm for us. I don't expect that to be a theme as we finish out and as we move forward into San Francisco, but defensively, not tackling, not maintaining some of our gap integrity, playing our leverages right in coverage. Those are things that we've pretty much, for the most part, done a really nice job of. We didn't do that yesterday. And again, you give Dallas credit for being able to force some of those missed tackles and things like that. But that was a big result of some of the production that they had. just not finishing some of the plays, and then offensively a lot of the same. Not attacking some of the blocks the way that we had talked about, not just making standard, throws and making the catches, creating some separation. So a lot of the things that are really just instrumental from a fundamentals and technique standpoint to be able to play good football, we didn't really do and didn't give ourselves a chance to be in that game as a result of that.
Has it been harder for any reason this year for you to sort of turn games back around when they start to go bad? Last year you came from 2 scores down against Green Bay, 2 scores down obviously against New Orleans in the playoffs, but I don't think you've been able to come from far behind this season.
Yeah, no, what you're saying is accurate. I think when we fell behind against Tampa and we ended up cutting it to a 1-possession game where I think it was 48-40 at that point or something like that, where you had a chance to get back into it, and when Marcus ended up having an interception return, but we haven't found a way to finish those things, and that's something that we've got to continuously look at and got to do a good job, and that's where there's always the emphasis of starting fast and making sure we do a good job with those things. But when things don't always go our way, our ability to kind of slow it down, stop the bleeding, if you will, and somebody be able to make that play, and that's all of us in this thing together, and that's something that we have not done a good enough job of this year for sure.
Are you glad that this, again, is kind of a short, after a loss like that it's kind of an abbreviated week that forces you to kind of look ahead?
Yeah. I think you're glad you get another opportunity. I mean, again, like anything else, you don't shy away from the things that clearly we didn't do good enough to win a football game in this league. And when you go to a tough atmosphere like that, we knew what they were capable of, and we had a lot of respect for the Cowboys, and they did a great job of executing their game plan. And a lot of the things that they did were the things that we said it was going to take on our end to be able to win that football game. And they did the things that we wanted to be able to do, and that's where the result comes in. But I think the one thing that we'll talk about it, and I think it is true, is there's been a lot of different things that have occurred this season. We've had some good moments. We've clearly had some moments that were not the most fun to endure. But I think the thing that our guys feel, and I know our coaches feel this way, and players, is can't be afraid to put yourself out there. Go for it every single week, knowing that, that feeling you wake up this morning, that pit in your stomach, that sickness, just that you just feel deep down inside is no fun. And the only way you get rid of it is by going back to work and trying to find a way to work harder for your players, guys doing their job individually. And then when you do get that result that you want, that feeling is better than how bad the other feeling is. And, just to be able to be resilient, be mentally tough, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And, everybody wants to talk about, well, what does that mean for the season? I know this. There's a lot of work that goes into knowing that you're guaranteed 16 ops. And for us, we have our 15th opportunity this week against a really good football team. And like I said yesterday, there's a lot of guys in our locker room that have some pride about what they put on tape week in and week out. I think they want to compete for all the right reasons, and that's what I expect us to do this week.
But what does that mean for your season? I mean, I know you have to put that aside.
Yeah.
For the people who observe it, for the fans watching it, what does it mean?
It means that we're going to compete to the best of our ability in week 15, and mathematically, you still give yourself a chance. And we know this. You got to be able to go take care of your business if you want to even talk about after that. But for us, the sole focus and concentration is on handling your business. We didn't do that yesterday, so now there's a little bit higher level of not a higher level of urgency, but you have a smaller margin for error in terms of enabling yourself a chance to play after the regular season. But whether we're officially eliminated or whether we're still competing to have a chance to compete, in the playoffs, I expect the guys to respond the right way because, that's what we're made of, and I think that's what the team that this is, the character that these players have, that these coaches have. Whether you're competing to play for a postseason or whether you're competing because it's about an opportunity to go try to attack our 9th win, that's what we're doing. All righty. Thanks, guys.